and then I'm glad that a lot of our department heads and staff from those departments are here this morning as well to kind of see the official unveiling. I'm obviously going to let Jim Murphy, our director, do most of the explaining of the site itself, but I do want to talk a little bit about why we're doing this and how we've accomplished this. And I first of all want to thank again all the people that are in the room here, as well as others from their departments that have really helped Jim and his staff, Corey, who's over here on the camera this morning, to put this together. It's been a couple-year process, really. It's not easy to manage a website, particularly a website with as much information that a city has. So you can't just constantly, every 6 months, try to change things. It's just an enormous task. Some of you know that have websites right here that operate, and you know how difficult that is. At the same time, we manage that website every day, so that's going to make it a lot easier, not just for us, but certainly for our constituents, our residents, and our visitors to our community. That's what this interactive site is really all about, and there's some terrific things on this site that I think people will be excited about, because it's going to make it that much easier for them to work with the city and get what they need out of the city. I'll let Jim explain some of the technical side of that, but I think one of the best examples, and this, as you can see, is kind of a breakdown as you come to it, and there's a nice welcome from me, and it touches on not everything, obviously, for the city, but it touches on some important things that we offer. And then if you, the one I particularly like, we go all the way to the end there where it says, I want. This, I think, is going to be terrific for people, because it really allows them to go in and request or report certain things to the city. And I know you can't see all of them on this big screen here, but if you get an opportunity, and this will eventually you'll be able to see it right on an iPhone or your device, whatever device you use. But this is great because, for instance, if we look at just examples over here like requests, accident report from the police department, a city map, a public record. These are things now that are interactive that you'll be able to do. If you want to report a crime or a street light outage, we won't have to necessarily go through, although we'll still, I'm sure, do it, have aldermen, make a request to have the engineering department look at a street light. This way, if people see one, they can immediately let us know that we've got a problem, we can correct it. Not sure everybody understands when we do that how it works. Ameren, for the most part, has 90% of the lights in our city, so we have to notify Ameren. We have to mark the light, then we have to notify Ameren. They have to come and replace it. But this will make it even that much quicker. We even have barking dog. The police officers here know what that entails, but it gives people an opportunity to let us know that. So this, I won't go through every one of these. It also talks about city council meetings, boards and commission meetings, et cetera, et cetera. It talks about our Citizens Police Academy. Officer Vandermaiden is here. So it's going to be much more interactive for people so that they can see things that will definitely happen. It also, if we go back to like public safety, you can see we've got a lot of things here. Obviously our fire department, that's good, yeah. Our fire department, police department, and a lot of the opportunities for people to understand better. We've got safety tips, we've got our resources for people to go to. This is just much more interactive, and it really shows us as a progressive community, progressive city, and shows, we've got awards and everything that we could gather. And we're about, I would say right now, and I think Jim would agree, we're about 99% complete on this site. We still have some more information we'd like to include. We'll try to do some other things if we can as we move through this process. But we wanted to roll it out so that you could see it. And I just think it's terrific. And what we did was we looked at obviously what other communities were doing. We looked at what our needs were. We looked at what our capabilities were. The interesting thing on this is actually, in the long run, even though the time and energy put into this, what we've put together here is going to save us money, because it's going to cut down on paper, it's going to cut down on this necessity for forms and things to be mailed out. This is really putting us in the 21st century and doing things the proper way. And this goes, before I turn it over to Jim here, this really kind of goes with what I talked about when I came into office. I always have told this story. I won't bore you with it, but my first request when I came in as mayor back in 2005 was a computer, because the former mayor didn't use a computer. But I had used a computer since 1980, and I'd used interactive, media. So I felt that we really needed to make some headway, and we had a great IT department, and they have really done a great job in these last 8 years. And look at the interactiveness we have now with our council members with these iPads. And we can truthfully say, and Jim will back me up on this, and if we have some of the committee from the council here, I think they back us up. They've all been able to figure out how to use that and use it effectively. We are working on the process where they're going to be able to immediately tell us their issue that they're having in their ward. They've been able to do that already by shooting a picture to us, maybe of a broken sidewalk or a tree that's, in need of coming down or being trimmed. But now they're going to have an app, and I'm going to let Jim talk a little bit about that, even though we're not going to visually show you that here today. That's part of our overall package. The key thing, what we've been trying to do, is get everybody to realize that this is the way you have to operate today. This is important for the city to be able to communicate back and forth using this type of mechanism, using the web, using the internet, using the capabilities that we have with all the new equipment that we've been able to introduce over these last 8 years. So I'm proud of what they've done. They really have done an outstanding job, and they've worked night and day literally on this. We've actually put a few things that we could put aside for a little bit, maybe some of our training, some other things, so that we can get it done at a good time, which would be appropriate to get it rolled out, and just thrilled that it's here.